rotoscoping is when you cut something out of a video, right? So like now I taught myself how to rotoscope. So that's how I don't know if you saw that tweet that I did where I had like a ring of cowboys going around my neck.
Yeah.
Saying that out loud.
It's just normal AJ shit. Yeah.
We're here for our Minisode.
Minisode Monday.
And it's Sushie's Minisode.
It is. I remembered this time. Yeah.
So
hi guys.
Where are you taking us? I know you're still waking your mind up right now. Is this gonna gonna make it worse or better for your wake up? Is this gonna jolt you awake, or is this gonna just piss you off, make you want to go back to sleep?
I went through like the spank bank, if you will, of available stories, because I just pick a bunch and I hold on to them. So I chose some softer, gentler.
So preparing you for the morning.
Right. Yeah. That is to start at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It's gonna start my morning off soft and gentle.
We're talking shit, but we have routinely slept until 4:30 the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but today we got up at 11:30 a.m. so we can be a little hotty-totty for once. Tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, just today, though.
Tomorrow?
It'll be probably 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Tomorrow it's another day.
I know that.
I did. This 48 hours is just very busy for me. I have nothing going on until I have everything going on all the same days.
Yeah.
It's just
it happens every single time.
Every single time. There's one
every
48-hour period where I'm not going to sleep those days. And then every other day I'm just chilling on the couch.
Right?
Yeah.
That's basically what happened. I had a different podcast I was on, which was really, really good and should be available if you want to listen to it on the Coconut Prince Twitch channel. It was about relationships, and it got pretty sassy.
And if you remind me and send me the link, I'll add it to the description of the podcast.
Sure. Yeah. So that it was a pre-Valentine's thing, and me and a few creators that are on Twitch, marginalized creators, so LGBTQIA creators were all on talking about our experiences with relationships, and I don't know. It was really exciting. It was really fun.
So if you want to get into relationships that aren't other people's bullshit that we just read and actually real relationships, there you go.
I know. So it was really interesting hearing others' input, and we talked about MySpace dating.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was really fun. So that's what I did, and then I did my regular cast on my channel, and just here we are. And then I have another cast after. Okay. Am I the asshole?
Get into it.
Am I the asshole for crocheting my sister?
Period.
That doesn't sound right.
End of sentence.
Instead of her buying from small businesses. Okay, so the title's misleading. She didn't crochet her sister, but I've read the story. It'll make sense. Just give it a second. Okay. Throwaway. I'm 15. Sister is 15. Oh, are they twins? That's cute. Dad is 39. I feel like the ages are irrelevant. It doesn't matter. They have their children and their parents are parents.
Okay.
So my sister wanted to buy some amigurumi. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's the crochet cutesy animal things.
Okay. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Okay. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
No clue.
So my sister wanted to buy some amigurumi plushies off of Etsy. We don't have our own debit card, so our parents order and we give them the money. My sister sent a link of what she wanted to buy, and my mom refused to buy it because it was 65 pounds for one plush. So I think that's $75 or $80. That's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on what it is.
Yeah.
Or what the materials are. That could be pricey. My sister really wanted a plush, so I offered to make her one if she paid for the pattern. I had a little experience with amigurumi, but I've crocheted for years and I've always made stuff for others. So I made the plush. I used my own yarn, so my sister paid me 25 pounds for the pattern and a few hours it took to make it.
Okay.
I wasn't concerned about the price because it's my hobby and I have too much yarn anyway. My sister posted pictures of finished plush on Instagram and tagged me to thank me for it. It turns out that my sister was DMing the seller. I got a DM from the seller saying that it was an awful thing to do because I stole a sale from them. And they DM'd my sister too, saying pretty much the same thing, which makes me think I'm an asshole because others also said I should have let my sister buy from a small business as they need to make money. My mom, dad, and sister are on my side. They say it's fine because I bought the pattern and that the seller is being an asshole for contacting me. All the people telling me otherwise are making me doubt myself. So am I the asshole? Edit, I bought the pattern from an entirely different seller. Edit 2, I presume my sister was DMing the seller to inquire about the products. I have not seen their conversation. I just know they were contacting each other. I only saw the message in response to the post. I tried my best to reply to everyone, but there are so many replies. Am I the asshole?
Okay. So the part that I really wish we had more information about is the DMs between the seller and her sister, because I recently saw something very, very similar to this, which was someone was contacting a small artist who does print work, and instead of buying from her, they took her design to a printer, printed it themselves, and then tagged her in a post. And she could tell that it wasn't her print. And she was like, I don't know why you think this is cool. you know?
Right.
So now I'm curious, like, what did the sister actually say in the certain DMs for the artist to come back? Now, if it's literally just the fact that she bought the pattern from somebody else, which means the pattern is probably out there.
Bought the pattern too.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the pattern's free game.
Especially if you're not pirating it.
Yeah. So if someone came up with a pattern and is selling the pattern, and you bought the pattern from someone else, it's not like she's hawking it as a, hey, I can also make this.
Right. And she didn't sell it. She gave it
as
sibling.
a gift.
So I don't understand how they could be the asshole, because I feel like there's it's not that there's no assholes here.
I feel like we don't have enough information.
Well, like the things with like commissions too is like it all depends, like an artist and working with anybody like this, it all depends on like what that person has set up and what two people mutually agree upon.
Yeah.
With the story Sam just said, like, I mean, that's the kind of thing, like, one, if you're gonna do that, don't even tag them on it. Just fucking
Exactly.
Why was the seller contacted afterwards?
Like, if you're gonna do it, if you're doing some bullshit like that, don't even do it.
Yeah.
Right.
But like,
I think we can categorize that as dumb little kid shit because they're 15.
Yeah.
So like, I had
But realistically, the seller of the $65 one shouldn't have been, like, why are you contacting them?
And
For
like,
what? They don't care.
Exactly. Like so like, okay, so I have not a similar thing, but kind of a similar thing, I guess. But I've worked with a musician before, right? Where I paid to have some music made, and basically what I was getting done was I was getting a song that was already done, but I was getting it remade in a completely different style or whatever. Blah blah blah. Right? So I was having this paid to be done, and so it was for my use. But afterwards, the artist who made it, he was like, hey, would you mind if I put this on my Patreon for my patrons? And I actually was like, I actually would mind because I was like, the whole idea is like, if I commissioned you for this, but then your patrons can just get it for like $5, then yeah, I mind, because this was my thing that you wouldn't even had this idea, because I'm the one who's like, hey, I want it done in this style and this way and all this, and I already paid you. Yeah, you made it, but I paid you for this and this idea and everything. And he was cool with it. He's like, no, I get it. I understand. I wasn't really thinking about that. And because the moment I said that to him, like, he's like, oh, you know what? I didn't even think about that. And I was like, yeah, no big deal. But
that's weird. I think he thought, I don't know, I'm calling bullshit. I think he didn't think about that.
I mean, who knows either way.
Yeah.
But like, I'm keeping up niceties with them regardless. But it's one of those things where it's like that. Like, you have to be willing to. you have to be able to have a communication between artists and commissioners, you know, like.
I think the difference here, though, is that mostly, and I'm not saying for all, but mostly when it comes to Etsy, especially something like this, something that's already crocheted, it's less custom. So she probably has probably made a couple of these plushes. So it was less about customizing it for her, for the girl, and more about probably they had been DMing about the price of it and maybe negotiating a price, right? And then a week later, this girl is like, "Oh, look what I have!
Got it. Never mind."
Yeah, never mind. Which in that case, as an artist, I would probably be like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" But at the same time, it's like you can't be angry too much. Because if the pattern is available for other people to buy,
it exists in the world.
It just exists in the world.
It also falls into that whole like, okay, you did it. Maybe just don't tell people. You know, like it's that kind of like,
I think kind of in a way they both suck.
Yeah.
Like them, but not the person who crocheted. I feel like whatever.
I think she's safe.
Yeah, I think she's safe, like, but I think the other ones are kind of. These kind of suck.
Yeah, I think the person that contacted the seller and the seller are both at fault. They are the assholes. It's unprofessional as a seller to like you. Sometimes you have to let shit slide down your back. Like, that's not the thing. But but yeah, like you didn't have to. Maybe they didn't realize they're 15. I
feel like you can't get mad at her. You know, the only thing I can see her getting really mad about is if she really did create that pattern and someone stole it from her and is now selling it as their pattern.
Fair.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, you need to go after the other ones, not the one who bought it.
Not the person who bought it.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So if that's the case, then you have every right to be angry if somebody stole your shit, right? Go after them, though. Don't go after these girls. Otherwise, I agree. I think they both kind of suck.
And it doesn't sound like they were reselling it. Like the crocheter isn't opening up their own Etsy account and like they're not competing with each other. It was a gift. It was, you know, so there really isn't. I understand the frustration and like feeling like you're wasting your time as a seller, but to attack the person who made it is unreasonable to me.
I agree.
Yeah. No, yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah. Okay.
What have you got for
Moving on
for your relationships?
For relationship, I don't know why we both sing fucking titles like that. I don't know.
We were gonna have it at one time. Remember?
Yeah, we're gonna have it like where it's gonna like we press a little button and like relationships.
Yeah, maybe on year 5 of the podcast, right?
when we get a real audio producer or some bullshit.
Right, unless there's a listener who wants to donate their audio talents.
Yeah, we need that bullshit where we can be like, yeah, roll that audio clip, Brad, or some bullshit, you know, like, and they're just like,
and there is no Brad. It's AJ.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We need the shit so it's not just me doing it. We can just all three collectively put it off.
We should like talk about a fictional editor though.
Yeah.
Right? Listen, Scott, you better get better at this.
Now, what the fuck, Scott?
Scott.
When's the last time you heard the name Scott? I went to school with a Scott.
It doesn't come up very often. It's a very 90s name.
Yeah. I went to school with a Scott. I think I spit on you, didn't
I? And then they all died. All the Scots died.
All the Scots died?
They didn't make it past the 2000s.
Oh, no.
They're locked in the 90s with all the Justines.
Yeah.
Oh, I was about to. Oh my god, I was literally just about to say the Justins, but Justine. Oh,
yeah. Maybe they didn't die. Maybe that was too morbid. They just didn't make it past the 90s. They're locked there.
The moment the moment a Scot changes their hairstyle from a long bowl cut is the moment they change their name.
Oh.
Like, you can't exist without, yeah. They got that long, like, Jonathan Taylor Thomas bowl cut, you know? Like.
It's true. You're right. That's the haircut of when I think of a Scot. It's true. And a Justine.
Yeah. And a Justine, yeah. God, I used to have a bowl cut.
Yeah, you did.
When was the last time you've met a Justine?
I don't know if I've ever actually met a Justine.
I've met a Justine, I think, in elementary school, which was the 90s.
Justine was the name of the girl who let me use her ID to get into a bar.
You look like a Justine.
What a queen.
She was a very small Filipino woman. And it fucking worked.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay. And then I got pulled up on stage by the band.
And they were like, "What's your name?" And you're like, "Justine."
Literally, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened.
Shut up.
I'm not lying. That's exactly what happened.
Man.
I got it's Justine Quinto.
Oh, we have Justine Quinto.
Justine Wynn. God.
Oh my God, I love it here. Hi, my name's Justine. I'm definitely 21.
I'm definitely Filipino.
Definitely not.
I'm just a very light-skinned, white Filipino.
Definitely not a 19-year-old white woman. Welcome to Georgia.
19-year-old white woman with brown hair and blue eyes.
Yeah, blue eyes. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I'm half Filipino. Thank you. You're being insensitive.
God.
So where are we going?
Here's my relationships. Telling my 22-year-old female roommate that I want to move to a studio. It's non-romantic. I moved last fall into graduate housing accommodations with an acquaintance who's now a friend. I want to preface by saying that our leases are a little weird since they're managed by the university. They're completely separate. She is not responsible for full rent or utilities if I leave, and the university is currently waiving all fees. In short, even though we're roommates, our billing is handled directly by the university. She and I get along as well as people. That sentence sounds weird, but we're gonna... What do you like, lizard?
We are humans. We get along like humans do. We are totally not lizard people.
Oh my God, did a lizard person write this story? We get along as well as humans.
I am live, and I am not a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I promise you, I am not a cat.
I promise you, we are not cats.
That you heard are false and misleading, and quite frankly, a little hurtful. What sentence is this? Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. I'm still waking up. But I've started thinking of living alone, moving to a university studio. We've opposite sleep schedules, different standards of cleanliness, and it turns out we aren't exactly on the same page pandemic-wise, and one of you might be a lizard or a cat. Oh.
And lizards and cats don't get along.
I know. Interspecies roommates. I don't know if it's going to work.
Oh my God.
I don't know. In general, I've just found we might be incompatible as roommates. She's also currently not in the apartment, and I'm realizing how much freer I feel living alone. I haven't completely decided if I'd like to move yet, but I know it's easier to move before the fall since the housing situation is quite empty across the campus. Before we moved in, I was implicit that we'd be staying roommates for a while, though, since we're both in PhD programs. I'd still like to stay friends with my roommate, and I don't know how I'd inform her about this. I care for her, and I do like her as a person. I'm super non-confrontational, and I don't want her to feel like it's her fault I'm moving. It isn't. I just like living alone more than I thought. However, if I'm going to move, I want to give her ample notice because she basically... all of our shared kitchen supplies are mine, and of course, I'd be taking everything with me. Is there even a non-awkward way to do this if I end up deciding to move? I'm definitely not looking for a negotiation with her or anything. I thought I'd use my partner as an excuse. It would really, in reality, just be easier for him to visit if I'm in a studio. Okay, that's understandable. Or COVID, but she recently tested positive, so it's not like contagiousness will be a problem once she's recovered. I mean, you can get COVID after getting COVID.
Yeah.
But, okay.
You're not vaccinated.
This person's in a PhD program.
PhD, yeah.
PhD. PhD. 2 people are in a PhD program. You can catch COVID more than once, and you don't get it once, and you're good. So, putting that out there for anyone who's listening.
It's not the chicken pox, dude. Like,
it's not the fucking chicken pox. You can get it again. I've actually met someone who has gotten it twice. So
yeah, I've seen several articles about people going back.
Yeah, right. So 2 PhD students, guys. Round of applause.
Well, I was gonna be nice, but now I don't want
applause,
to.
Guys.
Scott, roll that round of applause audio.
Yeah.
Just think about it. It's in your head. Brad, edit. Get to editing, Brad.
Edit this.
Scott. Currently living with a roommate and friend in college campus, but might want to move to a studio. Need a friendly way to bring up the topic so that I can stay friends with her and not make her feel bad. Edit. Thanks everyone so much for the kindness, the great advice, and all the support. I wasn't really expecting anyone to notice this since I feel like it's a silly problem, but thanks strangers for helping me make my decision. As of this morning, I've submitted an app. Oh, I didn't realize it must have been edited before I read this again. Sorry. So I guess we're going to go into what she's doing instead of telling her what to do. Okay. But we can still yell at her. I've submitted an app to my university to move me to a studio. I'm planning to tell my roommate when she's no longer sick and has returned from isolation, so hopefully she won't feel like all the bad things are compounding. Okay. Well, I would have said fuck it, move anyway, and it's very easy to just be like, I want to live by myself right now. There's a pandemic going on and it's just safer, and like you already have it, and that scared me. That would have been my like go-to. She didn't want to hurt feelings. But she did it, so the jig's up.
I mean, it's a wonder what happens when you actually communicate with people.
I know, it's so weird.
You could literally have just said, "Hey, nothing against you. You're great. I think I like living by myself a lot more, and I really need this, especially since we're in PhD shit and things are about to get heavy, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and move out. That's it. Done. It's like that's it.
Like, sometimes I don't want to I don't want it to appear that like, because I know like sometimes it's like we have like these very finite opinions on things, but like these aren't just like, it's not like we're just saying this shit. That's just how like we three are just that fucking way. It's usually like if there's something like you just want to like just fucking do it. Like I understand that people have like anxieties or worries about just like confronting things, but maybe it's just as I've gotten older and as I see people in these posts who are usually of an age where they should be more they should be more mentally mature to be able to do this shit too. I guess I get a little bit more intolerant of the whole like, what do I do? I'm like,
what do you mean? Just fucking do it.
Yeah, like you are in a PhD program, dude. You are trying to be like a fucking doctor. This is the time to be a fucking adult and just talk and be like, listen, I want to move out. I'm going to move out. Like, you don't even say I want to move out, because that implies that like I'm asking permission. You say, hey, just so you know, I'm going to be moving out. Like,
not gonna lie, like 5 years ago, I would have been like, okay, hey, I already got the apartment and moved half my stuff in, so I guess I'll be seeing you later.
I would have already moved in and changed my address and be like, oh, so I don't live with you anymore.
Right?
Yeah, it's like, it's just one of those things. Like, it's just so hard to like. I guess it's hard for me to understand how people of a certain age, like if they're teenagers or whatever, if they're young 20s, I get it.
But 23 like, is old enough, and a PhD program.
Yeah, you're sitting you're at that part where like you should be like mentally mature enough to just be like, hey, you want to move out, just fucking move out. You're an adult, like.
Especially since like none of the financial responsibilities are put on the roommate. If it were, then I would understand. Like now is probably not a great time to want a new roommate, during COVID. But that still stands. But all the financial responsibilities are put on the university. So it's like she could just not get a roommate and it works out for both of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so at that point, who gives a shit? So, I think the big takeaway here is the fact that fucking PhD students think that you can't get COVID more than once. And holy shit.
Holy shit.
Stop them.
Holy shit.
Maybe it's
educate them further.
Maybe it's a history PhD.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe she's one of those doctors that like they go by doctor, but only because they have a doctorate, but it's a doctorate and nothing important. It's like not a medical doctor. Like, oh yeah, I'm a doctor, but really I'm a paleontologist. Like, oh, okay.
Hi, I'm a dentist. So.
Yeah.
I'm so rude. Anyway, that was my minisode.
That was good.
And I'm sticking to it. Those are the stories that I picked.
Those are good wake up stories. You gonna fight me
about it? No, I don't think so, because I already did it.
Yeah, those are good wake up and start your day stories. You know, like you're nothing too angry, nothing too, and it would be good because if it wasn't bad for you just waking up, that means it won't be bad for the listeners just waking up on Monday.
Yeah, you know what?
And that's
their
the thing
commute to work, and they're angry, and speaking of commutes to work, did you see that there was like 140 car pileup in Dallas?
No.
Yeah, so
like
Texas refuses to acknowledge like climate change and snow and winter weather, so they don't salt or sand or anything, right? They just don't have the infrastructure, it was like black ice because there was a really bad cold front coming through like the Midwest and the South. It's actually legitimately very cold there.
Yeah,
as a New York, like a Northeast bitch. It's cold. It got like 12 degrees or something. Like that's not normal for Texas.
Yeah.
It's not normal for here either. So shit was cold. So they weren't prepared for it. And there was like a lot of black ice on this highway, I think either in Fort Worth or in Dallas. I'm not sure, but it's kind of like the same area.
Yeah.
And there was like 3 tractor trailers like T-boned a bunch of cars. God. Like insane.
And
insane.
That's what I'm fucking saying though, is that like a lot of people don't get this, that like these states that don't have any, like, you can grow up in the fucking north and be like in North Dakota or some shit, but your state has the infrastructure built for this. Yeah, you get tons of fucking snow, but you also have plows and they salt the roads. Like that, it's the same deal here. They don't have plows and they don't salt. The reasoning for here, we don't get that much snow, which we got a lot now, but the big reasoning is they care about the environment, and salt is bad for the environment, and Oregon's all about the environment, right? But like, I mean, it is a shit show outside right now. Every road is completely iced over. The interstates are completely iced over. You know, normally it's like, okay, enough people driving on them. It's gonna no, the interstates are rock solid
they really
ice.
Need to.
And they will do nothing about it. The last time this happened was like probably 5 years ago, and they had to bring down plows from Seattle, Washington. They had to borrow plows because they don't own any here, and it's so fucking dangerous because these people, like we Sam and I were talking about, like you can tell who's from Oregon and who's not because everybody from Oregon will leave like their windshield wipers down, whereas everybody who's not from Oregon originally, they pull them up. So like mine are up right now, like
because you're from Ohio.
Yeah, so it's like. But you can see like there's like a couple of few and far between ones. You'll see like, oh, he's got his up, and he's probably from somewhere else. Like, but yeah, these states like Texas, they have no fucking infrastructure for this shit. Same shit with like the Carolinas, even though like they should be used to snow by now, but they still have no idea what to do with the snow. Like, so they just let it happen, and then people get in car wrecks, and they're like, wow, man. Man. I mean, Texas shut down more for like the snow that they got than they did for COVID. Think about that.
I love it here.
If the virus won't keep them home, that snow will.
This weird last little thing about that. What do you guys think about? Like, so I mentioned this to Sam the other day when we were talking, but just a weird little talking point. Do you think that the days of snow days for kids are going to be coming to an end as we go farther in time? Because when you think about it now, it's like, oh, you can't go to school, but I already have like a snow syllabus planned. Now we got Zoom schools. Because if they're doing Zoom schools for...
You're right.
Like they might not be able to do it right now at the drop of a hat, but I'm wondering if they're going to start putting that shit in the curriculum. Like, make sure you have shit prepared in the winter and be prepared for a Zoom school. And like, our snow day is just going to go away now because of technology. Like,
oh my God. So the last time being a kid was awesome is if you were born in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like, that's the cutoff for children. If you were born in the in 91, starts to go downhill.
And they want to take away our skinny jeans.
Oh, how dare they?
Yeah.
And our side parts.
And our side parts, yeah.
The back of my pants say juicy on the butt right now.
Oh. I'm impressed.
All right, we'll see you guys Wednesday.
Bye. Bye.
Scott, roll that ending.
I hate this.